current contract? Let me know if that's true.
In person. My name is Kelly Henderson. I am one of the Contract Action Team co-chairs along with Jamie Ellis and
Mike Schlegelmelch.
So we were supposed to meet in person. We had rented a venue.
Closer, please, Kelly.
Oh, thank you, sorry. We had rented a venue a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, one day before our meeting was scheduled, the venue canceled, and we cannot help but think that political pressure might have been applied to try to scuttle our plans. It didn't work.
Mayor Fuller, you have a choice. Either continue to lose educators, degrade the education students receive in our schools, leave our most vulnerable kids without enough support, and keep our most critical staff in poverty. Or do the right thing and keep Newton a wonderful place to work and learn. You have the money. The choice is on you, Mayor Fuller.
Our proposals are reasonable and necessary. The city has the money to pay for our proposals and does not need an override. We need leadership that pays for what we know our families and educators value, the education kids receive in this city. We will no longer allow Mayor Fuller to exploit our labor and compromise our students' education under the guise of fiscal responsibility. The mayor's austerity budgeting, as she continues to sock away money for pet projects rather than fund the schools, has to end. To that end, we would like to introduce our union president, who has something to announce. Please welcome NTA President Mike Zillis.
Okay, what I want to announce right now is that 98% of our membership tonight voted yes to begin a strike tomorrow morning. You know, we received some news today that the city council, 19 city councilors out of 24, wrote a statement asking us, well, demanding of us that we not go on strike. 19. Two were added?
Yeah, so 21.
21. 21 out of 24. So here's what I'm going to say. The membership of this union, the members of this union are the bravest people in this city. The city councilors, the school committee, none of our elected officials are willing to stand up to Mayor Fuller and say no. Fund the schools, Mayor Fuller. But guess what? The membership of the Newton Teachers Association is standing up for the citizens, the students, and the educators of Newton, and we are saying, Mayor Fuller, enough is enough. Now, I can tell you, early on in this campaign, well, early on in our decision-making process of deciding whether our membership would want to go on a strike, Chris Walsh and I went to every building and spoke with most of the membership of the Newton Teachers Association. That was back in November and December. And what we heard was not, oh, we want to go on strike. Not at all. What we heard was members that don't want to be out here now. They want to be in the classroom with their teachers. But they felt so disrespected, so abandoned, so left alone by the political leaders in this city that they knew they had no choice but to go out on strike and say, Mayor Fuller, enough is enough. Why did a proposition override fail in February? It didn't fail because people don't support us and don't support the schools and don't support the city of Newton. That was not why that override failed. That override was a referendum on Mayor Fuller, and the citizens of this city also said, no, enough is enough. We need leadership. We need someone to lead, not to set up in her office and tick off numbers on her calculator about what she needs to do to maintain fiscal austerity, fiscal conservatism in this city. We need a mayor, we need a leader, we need the political leaders of this city, the school committee, the city council, to stand up behind us and say, enough is enough. All right, so right now, what I would like to do is introduce Bill Humphrey, city councilor, who's willing to say, enough is enough.
Good evening. I'm Bill Humphrey. I'm a Newton Public Schools graduate.
Move right up to this mic.
I'm also a city councilor and a member of the finance committee. The Newton teachers made me who I am today. I'm also the son of a union nurse, and I know that when a union member votes to go on strike, it is not taken lightly, and it is a last resort. When the teachers and the educators are outside of the school building, that means something has gone very wrong inside this building. 98% of the members voted to go on strike. That tells you how bad things must have gotten inside our school system for them to reach this breaking point. The members of the Newton Teachers Association understand that municipalities have fiscal constraints. They get it. They've always been more than willing to compromise. But compromise has limits. And eventually you hit a breaking point where this is the only option left.
Enough is enough.
I know from working on the finance committee of the City of Newton City Council that we have the resources to get a fair contract. This is about prioritization. We know, and the educators know better than anybody else, what our students need to succeed and to thrive, and they're not getting it. That's true. But it is not the responsibility of the educators to subsidize what this city wants to provide in services by taking an effective pay cut against exploding cost of living. It's our responsibility responsibility as a community to make sure that every one of these members gets a fair contract that they can survive on, because they also need to keep a roof over their head and be able to pay their bills just like anybody else. This is not a hobby activity. These workers are helping to raise the children of this community, and they should be compensated accordingly. The NTA members today have taken a collective decision. All of the members got a chance to vote, and they decided that they had reached a breaking point where this strike was the only option left available to them to get the political leadership of this city to budge and give them an actual fair contract. I'm asking the parents of this city and all the residents of this city to stand in solidarity with these educators, because they have been pushed to the point where this is their only option, and it is not their fault that this strike is happening, and they would like it to be resolved quickly just as much as anybody else.
Thank you so much, Bill, for speaking today. I would like to welcome our next speaker in a moment. She is a bargaining team member. She is a Unit C member at a middle school in the city, and she is a remarkable human being who is really standing up for the rights and the needs of Unit C members across the city. Jeanette Patel.
I am a teaching assistant in the Newton Public School system, but I do not earn a living wage. The starting salary for my job is $27,000 a year. The starting salary for my job is $27,000 a year. It is not a living wage. When new job applicants find out what my salary is, they often laugh and they walk away. This means that there is a shortage often of teaching assistants in the town of Newton. My schedule is such that I don't get to attend the meetings where students' needs are discussed, but I must meet those needs. My schedule is such that I do not have enough face time with the students that I must help academically. I do not have enough time to collaborate with teachers, and I do not have enough time to modify curriculum. There is only one solution to this problem, and it is to increase the starting salaries of all teaching assistants. The offer that the school committee has on the table at the moment would increase my starting salary to about $29,000 a year. Mayor Fuller, fully fund the Newton Public Schools so that all teachers' vacancies are full and all students' needs are met.
I'm so excited to announce our next speaker tonight. She is a chemistry teacher at Newton North High School. Please welcome Ariel Miles.
Good evening. My name is Ariel Miles. I teach chemistry at Newton North High School, and I happen to be pregnant with my second child. When Ezra, our first, was born in August of 2020, I had 40 days of parental leave. This would have had him in daycare and me back in school when he was 3 months old, excuse me. That's how old he is now. I took additional time off, unpaid. I'm lucky our family could afford it. But it turned out, even if we couldn't afford it, I would have had to do it anyway because of debilitating postpartum anxiety. I got better, and we are excited about the new sibling for Ezra on the way. But not every new parent is going to be as privileged as me. That's why we are fighting for a humane and modern parental leave policy. 60 days for NTA members who want to expand their families isn't extravagant. It's what we deserve. Mayor Fuller and the school committee, put your money where your mouth is. We are the ones that make the Newton Public Schools excellent. Don't you think we and don't you think our families deserve better? Thank you.
I am happy to introduce our next speaker. She is a Newton South parent and a parent of some pretty awesome kids as a Newton South teacher, I can say. She is a 29-year veteran elementary school teacher and a proud NTA member, Elizabeth Ross Del Porto.
Was I supposed to be over there?
That's fine, go.
Can people hear me? Apologies, but my topic is a heavy one. The mental health needs of our students. I say heavy because I know the worry you carry in your hearts. I carry it too. When people hear about student mental health struggles, I think they have a picture in their minds of high schoolers and middle schoolers in those tricky adolescent years beset with anxiety and depression. And of course that is happening in even greater numbers than ever before. But today I'd like to shine a brighter light on the mental health challenges of our youngest students. I hear from far too many elementary school educators about very young children with anxiety, with talk and thoughts of self-harm, with actions of self-harm, or actions that create unsafe situations for themselves or others. They are struggling. Their families know they are struggling. Their teachers know they are struggling, and it is a heavy worry. That is why the NTA proposes a full-time social worker in every elementary and middle school building. The recommended ratio of social workers to students by the National Association of Social Workers and the federal government is 1 to 250. Newton Public Schools do not meet that, not even close. And we cannot tell a struggling child, can you hold on a few days? Our social worker will be here Thursday. The only response we have heard from the school committee about our proposal for social workers since we began negotiations in October of 2022 is that won't work, it won't help. They have not shared a single plan or idea they have for supporting our students. So I asked the school committee and mayor directly here tonight, if having adequate social work support won't help our students with mental health challenges, as you say, what's your plan? Can I get my colleagues here to join me in asking that a few times? School committee, what's your plan? 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 And regarding this vote we took today on Zoom, I'll close with a message also for the school committee and the mayor. In the words of Jane Austen, who says everything better, this group, this union, our courage always rises with every attempt to intimidate us. Thank you.
Educators have been saying, without being heard, for years that our schools are nearly at a breaking point. We have been holding up the sky. Educators are trained to literally put their bodies between children and harm, and budget cuts cause harm. Every new round of cuts, we stretch ourselves thinner. We bend over backwards to try to stand between our kids and that harm. We can't do it anymore.
Enough is enough.
We can't do it anymore. Enough is enough.
Enough.
When you are in crisis for long enough and you're not heard, sometimes you have to get a lot louder to get your needs met. And that's what this strike is about.
Is 1,641 voices loud enough? Mayor Fuller, the time for wasting time on political maneuvering and legal games, that time is over. Enough is enough. Mayor Fuller, the time for spending money on anti-union lawyers and political gamesmanship and public performances, that time is over. Enough is enough. What we're asking for, 1,641 of us united, is more money for our schools and more time for educators to do our job. It's time to make that happen. Let's go. Enough is enough.
We are ready to settle this contract.
We've been ready.
The NTA will continue to bargain in good faith to get this done. We are prepared to do what is necessary to take care of our students and colleagues. The mayor and school committee have been working overtime to undermine the NTA at every turn of this negotiation cycle, to undermine the people who take care of and educate this city's children.
Shame.
To this we say, no more. No more lies and no more lies and deception. No more bad faith bargaining. No more working without a contract. The children of this city deserve more. The educators of this city deserve more. And for them we fight. And as you know, when we fight, we win!